All right, guys, let's go ahead and start getting this going here. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I got a new microphone hooked up. It's kind of in the distant, but I think it's going to be good to go. I'm going to get this spread out a little bit. Wasn't trying to get so close. I was trying to zoom out my camera, but I can't seem to really get the achievement of what I'm trying to do here because I got a box right here. Look, check this out. Let me show you this box real quick. That's the box we're going to be going through. Now, underneath all that, of course, is going to be a bunch of games as well. So it's a full layer of games on the bottom and then the little side spot right here. But anyway, I was hoping to kind of get that in the mixture there, but I don't know. I feel like I'm zoomed in too much on myself here. Oh well. So this is my fourth episode. We're only gonna do this one box today. Just a lot of memories, I think, with the NES. We'll probably just pull out a game, talk about it, but I'm definitely gonna go over the Nintendo, some of the items. I'm hoping I have my NES Max controller in there, but I don't think it was in there. Sometimes we got them in there, sometimes we won't. But I'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and get this. Let's see. I know I do 7 o'clock. We're about 1 minute in. We can drink of water here and get everything going. I was also trying to work on getting the short mode for YouTube Shorts. I'll probably do that next episode. I want to squeeze it in for this one, but I'm going to be using OBS. A little bit of a learning curve. Got about down, putting some overlays in here and stuff. So this is probably my last episode where it's going to look like this. I'll be a little bit more flashier, make it look a little bit, I guess, more hip, as you say. Not so much just record and go. But I guess we can talk about, the very first light gun, Yeah. This was so cool. I remember, I know they have the NES set where it just had Mario. But most people I know had the action set, right? The Mario plus Duck Hunt. And this was so cool playing the Duck Hunt. I don't know. You did the corners. You ever do the corner where you just shoot just the corner of your TV monitor and it would just somehow hit the ducks? I know some people could do that, or you'd be right there. You'd be pointing at right on the duck. But when you did two-player, you got a little bit more competitive. You make rules. Yeah, you're like, hey, you can't go here. And there's other games, of course, on this, but Duck Hunt came with the game. Everyone pretty much had the light gun and the zapper, I should say, and the gun. Makes me think of that cartoon. What was it? The Captain N and the Game Master. Y'all remember that? I love that. All right, this is just a little cleaner kit. I mean, I know you can just blow on it, like everyone does, but you can actually clean out your Nintendo, your games. It was actually pretty cool. You just put this in your Nintendo system, give it a couple, and it would just clean it up pretty nice. All right, these are just some manuals with some of the games I got. Now look, I know this was a popular item for a few people, but I didn't really care for it. My gosh, how long is it? Yeah, I forgot back in the day, man, they gave you some pretty good length time. But look, the NES Advantage stick, right? It was so cool, but at the same time, it just wasn't that, I don't know, practical for me. I didn't really have too many games that I would actually want to play this versus the regular controller, but it was still fun to have, still to use. Man, it's crazy. This box, it just smells like Nintendo. I don't know if you guys grasp what that means or not, but if you had a Nintendo and you open up your Nintendo system like in a box, it just has that Nintendo, the NES smell to it. It's a good smell, don't get me wrong. And the power pad, man, this thing was so cool. I wish I could display it out, and actually use it. I will when I'm actually start streaming. I only used this side. This, I think it was this side, right, with the track and field. I think that was the. Definitely got to clean it up too, man. It's just been. I know, but there's two sides to it. You got the other side too. I don't think I've ever used that other side. I remember just doing track. I think it was track and field that we would play with this. You have to. Sometimes you would get tired and you would think you can stomp your hands faster than your feet, so you just get down there with your hands and try to run. Because you didn't want to just jog with your feet all the time. Or or when you did the long jump, you had to jump in the air. You can jump off and then jump back on, give you a little bit more hang time on the long jump. I don't know if any of you guys ever did that before, but let's go ahead and put this down here. All right. Yeah, now I know this was the eye catcher, but it was so cool when this came out, right? Everybody wanted one, but man, have you ever seen 8-Bit Christmas? They actually put this in the movie where a kid had the Power Glove when it came out. And I'll tell you what, the movie itself. Let me get it strapped in. Let me get this strapped in. Put my childhood in play here. Hold on one second, people. All right. Anyway, well, the movie itself, it showed like when this came out, and somebody ended up. Gosh, I forgot how to. I did it backwards here. Hold on. In the movie, and this rich kid had the Power Glove. Now, I didn't have the Power Glove when it was out. I got it later on after it was kind of, not that great. When people realized that it was just cool to have. And what I like about that, I'm too skinny for this thing. I'll tell you what, I can't even strap it on correctly. But anyway, now I'm playing with power. That was the old. They always say that now you're playing with power. But now you got all the buttons up here. It was fun to use for the first time, but it just wasn't. It didn't make your gameplay easier. It made it harder. It was more of a challenge to use this versus than just another controller. So that controller made that game. But yeah, I ended up getting this. I can't remember how much. On the low though, on the low side. Let's do this. Got a few of the controllers here. We got the NES. Always have a few of them wound up. Everyone wound their controllers like this back in the day, didn't they? And it just stuck like that. I don't do it anymore. Now I'm more of a this kind of person. That's what I like doing. I like putting it in here, having it. Don't want to wrap it around all this stuff. And then we need the cheater controller, the turbo versions. Man, that comes in handy. It definitely came in handy when you had to jam on your button for stuff. Can't think of a game that comes to mind, but I'm sure I will when I get that all these games out here. Let me just put some of this over here. Let's move this over here. There we go. And of course, that's where it all started, right, guys? Remember taking this out of your box, smell the styrofoam. Oh, man. Putting Mario and Duck Hunt in. 4th time's a charm. Yeah, everything used to work really good when it first came out, but then as those pins wore down, they were getting tougher and get dirtier and dirtier. So that cleaning kit I got works pretty good. This is actually a little Nintendo cover. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. So when you put this over your Nintendo, hold on here. I need to reform it. It's been in the storage just a little too long here, but that's what it looks like. Kind of like a little dust cover, Which this thing never really collected dust. I mean, we was always playing these. If you had a console like this, you was always playing it. All right, I think that's pretty much, it looks like my NES Max controller is not in here. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to start with a few games here. Some of these don't really, they're just your everyday normal games. So like, for instance, and some of these I haven't even played. So like this right here, I'm going to show you this game right here, guys. You guys ever, the mutant virus? Now, I got this. I wish that would focus. There we go. The mutant virus. I wish that were came out of someone's collection. Never popped it in yet. Never did play it. So we'll see if we get any comments on that later on. Now I did play this one. Yeah, Adventures of Bayou Billy. This was actually in the introduction, I think, on Captain N. I think they used this game. He was playing the Bayou Billy. It was a tough game though. Actually, it was fun. It seems like they could have called it a Crocodile Dundee, but the Bayou Billy. WrestleMania, man. My friend used to own this, man. Anytime you go to a friend's house and they own the game, you usually get whooped by him. And yeah, I got whooped every time in this game, no matter who I was. He would just obliterate me, but it was still fun, being Hulk Hogan on the 8-bit Nintendo. Well, he was Xevious. Now this is an interesting one. Xevious actually, if you actually look at this game and you compare it to the Atari 7800, it's actually 7800. I think kind of plays a little better than the 8-bit Nintendo. 7800 was, believe it or not, it was still up there with the Nintendo Power. That's one of the few games, probably the only game that I would say probably looked a little better, played a little better on 7800. Let's go. We got plenty of these games. Jalico. Let's see what we got. Bases Loaded. Yep. That was a popular one. Well, in my neighborhood anyway. Other sports game. Oh, City Connection. Yeah, I know people play this game, but I wasn't too big on it, Well, it wasn't my cup of tea on that one. And another Bases Loaded. Yeah, I'm going to have some duplicates in here, guys, so I won't even show you all the duplicates. T2. Again, bought this out of a collection. Never actually bought it for myself at the time, but Terminator 2 is pretty fun. What else we got here? George Foreman's KO Boxing. Yeah. I actually just sold the boxes. I don't have any boxes, like the actual boxes that people like to keep their NES. I'm not one of those collectors because I constantly open. I'd be opening and closing the game. I mean, I think it would be nice to have those boxes, but that's just something I never had. And man, here's a good one right here, guys. Right here. Look at that. Skate or Die. Oh, I hope you guys remember this one. That was a great one, actually. And that involved, man, when you guys had, let me get one of these controllers real quick here. Get the one with a good tie. So remember you had to do the A, B to get your momentum, get your speed going down. And you can either do, some people had a technique where they could take their little thumb and kind of, do it real quick. But it wasn't exactly just that. They had little raised lips on them, right? So when you did it, it wasn't exactly smooth. You kind of slept. So you can actually get, this is what we did anyway. We didn't have the internet. We just come up with stuff on our own. We would take a spoon. If I had a spoon, I'd show you. But you put that spoon, and man, it was a perfect. You just, with the spoon, you would get so much height, especially on the on the height one, where you just see how high you can get on there. But yeah, Skate or Die. And I always played, what was the feat called? Oh, man, I wish I could remember the name of the feat that we had. But you had what? You had the right way where left went left, but then you also had it where some people, when they see it, when you're going down, what's that? Something foot? I can't remember it. When you're going down on the screen, when you're going this way and you go that like that, you just want to say, oh, well, I'm making a left turn. Now, clearly, I'm probably going right, but I definitely want to. I'm looking at it from the perspective of the skater, and so the mind works where you want the backwards one. Oh, my gosh, this game. I liked it. It's just, I probably half my deaths are me jumping off the cliff because I didn't comprehend how to jump correctly. Everything was diagonal. And I'm thinking, does up jump this way or which way? And I'd get confused and I'd be on the edge, panic, end up jumping right off the edge almost every time. Tetris, yeah, it was actually more popular on Game Boy. I don't know if you guys, I wasn't too big on Tetris. Tetris is fun, challenging. What we got here? 1942. No, I did play this one a lot. I love those top-down shooters. It was pretty good, pretty good. It was kind of like they had a little bit of a Galaga vibe to it, where the things would come down, like this, and you'd shoot all the planes, try to get all of them in one go. Joust, yeah, a lot of people played this one. I played it. I wasn't big into it. Didn't find it that fascinating. You're just on this little bird with a joust, trying to joust other people in a little like a arena. Like, what's this one? I never played this one. Pictionary. I'm sure it plays just like the board game, I guess. Casino Kid Poker. Again, another one. This must have just came. Yeah. Casino Kid Poker. Wish that would get a little on the. There we go. Nope. I got a lot of games I gotta still keep playing. Just Crazy how much backlog you get, right? And oh, never played this one. I need to though, because I like the first one. But yeah, Bases Loaded 2, second season. Didn't even realize I had that one. Isn't that crazy when you go through your collection, you just forget some of the games you got? Pinball Quest, the world's first pinball fantasy. Now that sounds familiar. Man, I really wish I had some pictures for some of these, man. I can't remember that. I think it was played like an actual story mode, but well, a lot of pinball games have their little stories you got to do, but I think that was more because it was a video game that took a little bit more advantage of it. Oh, I remember this. Look, Spy versus Spy. Oh man, I would play with a friend of mine on this, and yeah, anytime I played, why did I sit down like that? Oh, a little thing right there. You played this game, and when you played it, you had like 4 or 5 different arsenals, and in order to let it go, you would have to hit your button 3 or 4. Like oh, you hit it twice to get this one, hit it 3 times, you get this one. And you want to get this briefcase, all the briefcases. We'd always play the shortest room, like you get 8 rooms altogether, and you got to find everything to run on a plane, and you win, right? But you're setting traps. So when you look under a cushion, if you don't see nothing, you can set a trap under the cushion. So if your buddy comes along and tries to look, he gets blown up and it pauses him for a little bit. And so that's what you would do. You'd be running around, you would see each other, you can kill each other that way, set a bunch of traps. But when you're being chased, because you got like the last document or something, you want to try to time it to where you can put a bomb in the room to where as soon as someone comes in, they'd explode, right? So they'd be forced to leave and it would give you a little bit amp time, but you'd be panicking and you hit that button one too many times. You didn't get it. Keep on going, keep on going. I don't know if you all played Spy versus Spy, but I did. It was a good one. Good one. Low G Man. Nope. Didn't play that one. Right there. Let's see. Let's do this. This was look. I even got the manual still. Dragon Warrior. Let's break out the manual here if I can. Jeez, I shouldn't have shoved those in there and made it that tight, but I did. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, it's so old. Look at this. I love manuals though, man. When you bought the game, usually your mom or dad would take you there and you get the game on the way home. This is what you did. You want to learn how to play the game. You'd open it up, you'd get it going, and you would just start. Man, I definitely like that. I don't remember this. Oh, the map. Yeah. Let's see if I can open this up. Ooh. I don't want to rip it though. I can though. I think I can open it up. Yeah. Fragile. All right, and there it is. I absolutely loved Dragon Warrior, guys. I must have played this over and over and over so many times. So many times. I love starting brand new. I don't know why. I just recently got so many remakes on this, right? Like so many remakes. And every time I play it, I remember the first time I played it. Now that was crazy. The actual instruction booklet. This was the Explorer's Handbook. That's right. They get a little bonus. There's the real instructions that every NES games. But anyway, I would play this game. Let me grab this real quick. Some more direction. Yeah. Just some more stuff for. There you go. This might have came in. I don't remember this coming with the actual game. It might have not. Anyway, I played this game. And I played it so many times. I just recently played it on, what was it? I think the Switch, where they did the little remake, but it was just nothing really remade. It just slightly better graphics, but had that original sound and everything. Getting all the way to the last guy and beating him. It was funny because when you beat the game, there's a question at the very end. It said, "Do you accept the hand of this princess?" And you can actually say no. And I'm like, "Well, I beat this game plenty. What happens if you say no?" Well, it just puts you in a loop and just ends up going back to the same question. So it's not like nothing happens. You have to eventually say yes in order to keep on moving forward. All right, what do we got here? Let's get some tennis. Yep, just your basic There's a lot of these games that Nintendo did with where they're just like they have that same font, same kind of look over and over. What we got here? Didn't play that one. I don't remember that one at all. Major League Baseball. Hey, a lot of these baseball games probably look alike, except for Bases Loaded. Remember how the dude was on the pitcher's mound? It was kind of cool. Oh, Gumshoe. Here we go. That's right. That was the other Zapper game that they had. It was interesting. Wasn't no duck hunt though. Oh, and the Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble. Everybody loves this game. It's talked about a lot. I'm not one of them. I don't know. I never really got into it that much. I try to play it, but maybe it's because I like the Final Fantasy, the Dragon Warrior. There's so many other ones in there. Like it's nice though, all the variety that we do get. Anytime we get all those varieties. Here is a Super Off Road right here. I absolutely loved this game on the arcade. And it was not bad on the Nintendo, but with the arcade, you had the steering wheel where you can just constantly go. It was like three of them, 3 players. This is 4 player. But yeah, it's still for, back then Nintendo wasn't as powerful as the arcades. So, of course, it was going to be a little downgraded, but it was definitely fun. That and Super Sprint, I loved it. But yeah, Super Off Road, I love that downhill look. I'd love for them to remake that game again, but using like the best graphics possible with the same mode. I think that would come out pretty good. Pretty good. All right, there's another one of those Nintendo golf games. Now, we did play this. This is probably the most played sport game. No. It was Jack Nicholson golf. That's right. Not really much this one. I didn't play this one a lot. No, it was the Jack Nicholson. I'm sure that's going to be in here, though. Jeopardy. Probably plays just like it. Never really play the Jeopardy. But you can probably end up learning all the questions on this. Ooh, this cover's not too great shape. Guardian Legend. Not really familiar with this one at all. Nope, I don't remember this one bit. Back to the Future. There's another one. Yeah. Again, don't remember playing this. I don't remember what the graphics look like on it. I think it's because there's other games that came out. Remember Back to the Future? They had this one Back to the Future game. I think I played on PS3. Maybe it was, but it was like one of those point and click kind of games. Wasn't too bad. Oh, yes. There we go. Battletoads. Man, wasn't that one tough? That was a really tough game. I never did beat it. Never did. And you always got those friends that tell you that oh, I beat that game. Oh yeah, I beat that before. And then that's when your friend's a liar because this game was so tough, man. I know people beat it, of course. I didn't know, so in my mind, no one else did. And this wasn't the arcade, but it was the first one, and then this is another tough game. I mean, I remember the arcade. The arcade was fun, right? And you get this, and it's nothing like the arcade. That side scroller. I love Donatello on this because the staff was so huge. Again, I never did beat it. I did beat the water level that everyone talks about. It was tough. Water level was definitely tough. But no, I never did finish that one. Never had. I remember I got so far in it, and then you're on your last little bit of life on that turtle, and then nothing, right? Nothing at all. You start all the way back over. Man, no way. This was a great game. I can hear this game. Can you hear that game? Oh man, I know I can. And yeah, you know what it is, right? Let me get off of this here. Right. Yeah, it was just a good stunt game, racing game, trying to time you don't want to overheat, and every time you wreck, it was great. It was great. All right, what do we got here? Oh man, back to back, we got the Paperboy. Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. A lot of people liked it. Who would think that a company came out with the idea, hey, let's just make it where you're a paperboy and you got to deliver newspapers. But they made it so much more fun. You can hit people, break windows, hit a cat. You can do all kinds of goofy stuff in it. And then at the end, you get the little obstacle toward the end. Oh, I sucked at those obstacles at the end. Yeah, I never did beat the game, but I got pretty good at it. But Paperboy 2, that one came out $7. I don't think I paid that for that. Yeah, the Paperboy 2, nah, nothing like the first one. Definitely loved the first Paperboy. All right, what we got here? Oh, never, this is one of these ones I don't remember ever popping in. Tiny Toons Cartoon Workshop. Sounds interesting though. Looks like you might have to color something. I don't know. I don't know, but I'll find out. Now this was a good one. I did like this. Remember how I said Tetris was played on Game Boy? Man, everybody that I knew loved Dr. Mario. It's a simple game. Just get three in a row. Just flip the. I mean, it was a very simplistic idea, but addictingly fun, especially in the two-player mode. Yeah, that was a great one. Great little puzzle game. Now, people don't like these games. I don't know, but me, I do. I love these games. Genghis Khan. Oh man, I'm telling you. I don't know. Just they're slow paced. You know, something about those type of games. Just about conquering, trading rice. It's just. Let me get off of this. Keeps on coming up here. All kinds of great games. What we got here? Rollerball. Yeah, that was another type of man. Yeah, definitely clean that one out. Cheezel. Dirty as heck. Looks like a pinball arcade game. Never really checked that one out. Oh man, this game to this day, guys. To this day, look. Top Gun. Top Gun. Oh man, the landing. The landing was just. I hated it. I don't know why I sucked at it so bad. I've even now watched YouTube videos of how to land, but sometimes even watching them, I kind of get it now. But I guess before you didn't have the internet, you got to figure it out. I just felt like there was no direction, crashed every time, and that's like it's so frustrating. I remember renting this, and that I could just get that one mission and never landed. My friends would come in, they'd all try to land. Oh, brutal, brutal. Sesame Street. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Nah, maybe I'll. That's just not a great game right there. Hey, now this is actually okay. This is the game for the Power Glove. Actually, wasn't that bad. I mean, this was great. You can play the game with your Power Glove, and that's what made it good. But after that, I think there was one more game I think you can do. Might have been. I think it was Clax. If I'm not remembering correctly here. What else we got? Man, there's so many games in here, guys. This is awesome. I'm glad I got this in my collection here. Kirby's Adventure. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, I'm not really big into Kirby. I liked it on the Nintendo, but as it went more and more, I don't know. I just wasn't really into the Kirby series that much. We got now this. Hey, this is a great game for me anyway. It's gonna sound funny. A lot of people don't even really know about it. Right here, Princess Tomato. Oh man, it's a point and click type of game, and it's like claymation style, but it's cartoon claymation style. And I love this game. A buddy of mine gave this to me. It was like I remember there was I can't remember the name of the store. It was going out. It was my birthday or something, and he got this for a birthday present for me, and I thought it was silly, that he did that. I was like, Princess Tomato, I played it. If you like Shadowgate, Uninvited, anything like that, trust me, it's a fun game. It's definitely a keeper, especially when you get the rock paper scissors. You play someone rock paper scissors in the game. It's great. Immortal, no, not really. Don't really remember this one. We got Rad Racer. Yeah, I definitely remember that one. That was actually really fun. It's a great racing game. Yeah. 209 mile an hour right now. It never felt like you were going 200 mile an hour, but it definitely was a good fast-paced racing game. Enjoyed that one. Monster in My Pocket. There we go. No memory stirring up from this one. I don't remember Monster in My Pocket that much at all. Oh, now this is another great point and click. Oh man, if you man, Maniac Mansion. If you guys was playing that when this came out, I'm telling you, this was wonderful. I was always had to be Bernard because I didn't really know how to beat the game without using Bernard because he was just I knew the stuff that he did to help me navigate through the game. But you could beat the game multiple ways, and it's just interesting when this game was made how great it was. Check it out, guys. $3. I remember when those games were that cheap back in the day. I need to put this in here in the chat group real quick. My bad. Hey, it's just this. I'm going to put this in here just so people know. Here we go. Just a Pac-Man NES collection. There we go. There we go. All right. Anyway. Maniac Mansion. But yeah, so many different ways to beat it. What we got here? The Ninja Kid. Yeah, does not ring a bell. I always got to put it back the right way. It needs to go that one way right here, right there, right? Yeah. Ninja Kid. I'm into it. Oh, it's on Bandai. Might be a pretty good game. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one, guys. Look at this. Double Dribble. Double Dribble. I love this game when you're playing basketball, and because of the slam dunk, right? That was the whole thing about it. Is when you want to dunk that ball, and it had that animation, where you'd come in, see yourself in black and white, and it was like a 3 or 4 frame animation of dunking the ball, and it makes that sound. But man, when you did it and you clang clang, oh, you felt stupid. What's interesting on that game is there's a a lot of these games have their own secret codes or secret things that you can do. With Double Dribble, the secret was a little trick is all you had to be is player 2 and you shot better 3-pointers. And I thought that was so ridiculous that they did that to where player 2 just shot better 3-pointers. And I never got you might have had to been a team. I don't know. Maybe you had to be the Celtics. I'm not for sure. It just doesn't really ring a bell to me. There's another good Moffat Conspiracy. I don't remember that one. Man, a lot of these games need to get cleaned up. A lot of them need to get cleaned up here. Oh, this is actually, here we go. Right there. Dungeons and Dragons, Heroes of the Land. That was actually a really good one. A good Dungeons and Dragons game for its time anyway. Yeah, a lot of stuff to do in this game. Very in-depth. Oh, man. Oh, and not everyone's favorite. My favorite, probably. Right there. Yeah, Legend of Zelda. Of course, the gold. That's what made it stand out for everybody. Oh, it's a gold disc, but gold cartridge. Jeez, I got to rewind my lingo back too, don't I? But yeah, it was a great. Played this game. You get a sword. What's funny is very first time I played this game, I just wanted to name. I was under the impression that Legend of Zelda, the hero was Zelda. So when the game started, you get to pick your name. Well, I named myself Zelda, and turns out if you do that, you actually change the game a little bit. That was a code, and I didn't know that. And yeah, I was grasping, like I was sucking. I was trying to get advice. Hey, where are you at? Like, I don't remember that. Like the dungeons were a little bit around, and just it changed the game if you typed in Zelda a little bit. And that was the first time I played it. And sure enough, thought I'd be clever. Ended up, but it was nice because you got a sandbox game, man. They had a sandbox game back in the day, and it was really cool. Just kind of go where you wanted. You couldn't go into all the dungeons, of course, because you had to beat one to get an item. You know how it goes. But yeah, Legend of Zelda, that's probably my favorite Zelda game. As much as I love Breath of the Wild, and the Super Nintendo version was great. Link to the Past. So many great Zelda games out there. There's another one. Puzzle game. Yoshi's Cookie. Yoshi's Cookie. I don't know if you guys played that one. That wasn't too bad. It seems like when Nintendo makes the puzzle games, I don't know what about with them, but they're actually pretty fun. I need to replay this game right here, guys. I played it before, and 8 Eyes. I don't know if you guys ever played it, but it's so cool because you're playing a side scroller. It's a side scrolling type of game, and you can get a little pet, like a little bird, I think it was, and you're trying to get these diamonds. Like, see how it says 8 Eyes, all these little diamonds. Well, I got all the diamonds, doing really good. It's one of those games where, you go to bed, you leave your system on at night because there was no save or anything. You had to play it one go. So then I'd go to school, come back, and then I'd turn back on my TV and I'm right there. And I finally got to where you have all your diamonds and you got to put them in a certain spot. And I had a black and white TV, and it really sucked because you needed to know which color went where on the map, but I couldn't see what yellow was, what red was. So I was guessing. I must have kept that on 2 days, just guessing to try to unlock the last dungeon or level that I can get in. Never did. Oh, so close to beating it again. Then I never got into it again because of that one move right there. Let's see, Commando. That was actually a pretty good game. I can't remember if you can hold the A button in or if you had to keep pressing it to let your bullets go. Because I think this is where a turbo game, where you had the turbo button. If anyone had a turbo button, then you can definitely hold that in. And it'd be like a machine gun going out for you. Let's do this soccer game right here. Go, man! Probably the most played soccer game I ever did was on FIFA Soccer on the 3DO. Just because at the time it looked pretty realistic. It's pretty good. Another Bandai Golf. Nope, don't remember that one either. Challenge at Pebble Beach. I only got one golf game stored in my head. It's that Jack Nicholson. Anyway. Yes. What a great game, right? Oh, man. Metal Gear. That was a superb game. It was just, I don't know. There's so many things about the Metal Gear game that I loved. Sneaking up on enemies. You got to be quiet. The weapons, the story mode. You had the radio that you had to talk to, get the transmission data. Man, there was just so many good stuff about Metal Gear. And that's why that series lived on, because they started off with a bang. There you go. Anyone remember Magic Johnson's Fast Break? I don't either. I don't know what that is. I'll have to put it in, give it a whirl, I guess. Deadly Tower. This was a tough game. I remember this is an extremely tough game. Deadly Towers. I never did get close to beating it. So much was going on, and they got so many enemies and so many things flying at you. One of those just really tough games to beat. Tough games. Oh, man, this is a great one, guys. This is one of my best point and clicks, Shadowgate. Oh, man, when I first got that game, it was pretty good. I remember just staring at the gate like, what's going on here? I can't even do I can't even get in, like, oh, you gotta click a skull, you get a key, then you unlock it. It's like, oh, okay, that type of game, huh? And then from there, then I was the only one I used to try to beat in like 20 minutes or something. I can't remember what I would do, but I would purposely just I loved it so much, I just kept playing it just to beat it. And or you would do things just to make things happen, a buddy of yours, yeah, go and drink that potion. And when they drink the potion, they get fuzzy hands, purple hands, I can't remember. Snake's Revenge. Yep, that's the I think it was the sequel to Metal Gear, right? Yeah, Snake's Revenge. I don't know why I was second guessing right before I said it too. Don't know why at all. What else we got? Well, you saw the Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. Now you got the Sesame Street ABC, right? Anyway, let's do that. I got some manuals in here. I'm gonna get some of these manuals out the way. Let's do this. That's gonna be for a game I haven't even picked up yet. Put this over here. What other ones? Yep. Power Punch. Oh. Let's do this. Oh, look at this, guys. Dragon Warrior 4. Oh, yeah. Read it and weep. That was a great one. Loved the Dragon Warrior 4 game. Perfect. And yeah, I still got the, the manual with that one. Keep track of the map. So cool. Definitely need to give these a go. My Dragon Warrior games. All right. I'm not going to try to shove that back in. I shouldn't have shoved it in there in the first time because these are getting a little crumbled up here, man. Dragon Warrior 4. All right. Oh, the North and South one. Again, this is a great game to play with your buddy. there's so many different things you can do on this game. One of the things you can do when you're playing the game is you'd have a militia, like this army versus this army. But when you did it, you had a control. Like A was like selecting them, running through the which one you want to do, and then B would do the action. So you would start like, oh, get the horses running over here, and then you go back to the cannon. Well, let me fire my cannon. Well, let me go back to these soldiers, get them running this way. Then you have to make sure you go back to your horses in time to slash them. Right when you get to it, oh, your cannon needs reloaded, and it was just complete mayhem on a controller when you had two buttons to control four different type of units battling each other at the same time. It was made it more interesting, I guess I should say. Now this was a hockey game that I actually probably the only hockey game that I really played a lot. Never really played like the Xbox games or nothing like that, but ice hockey on the Nintendo. Again, I borrowed this from some buddies of mine. They borrowed my Zelda. I borrowed this to try to get good at it because this was their game. But no, they still would wipe the floor with me in ice hockey. The Baldwins, I tell you what, they were so good at that game. Hey, Rambo, that's a fun one right there. It was just a little simple side scroll. I think I liked it probably more because I was a big Rambo fan. I actually saw Rambo 2 in the drive-in theaters when it came out. I don't remember the first one in the theaters, but Solomon's Key, little puzzle solving one right there. Yeah. Oh, let's break out the whole trilogy, guys. The whole trilogy. Man, this is great. This is great. Look, Ninja Gaiden 1, Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3. Oh, man. The whole movie scene of this is what really made the Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden series that great, All three of these were just wonderful. Anyway, I just really liked the whole movie series. Really tough. Never did beat any of them, unfortunately. Wasn't that great? I got pretty far in them. But I really loved Ninja Gaiden on the arcade. Remember the arcade version of Ninja Gaiden? How you can jump on a signpost, kind of do a little swirly kick. It was good. I definitely liked it. All right, here's another great trilogy, Double Dragon 2. Ooh, it's a nasty looking cart there. Jeez, let's swap that one out. Jeez, let's try this. We're gonna do that one, a little redo on that one. That was not doing what I wanted to do there. All right, here we go. Get it back into place here. Here we go. All right, Double Dragon 2, and Double Dragon 3. Yeah. Great games. All great. Double Dragon 1, probably my favorite, of course. Again, I actually own the arcade for this one. My wife actually surprised me and ended up getting me that arcade. That's probably one of the best gifts she's probably ever gotten me. Next to my kids, of course, but Put this up here. Get rid of these trilogies. Oh, back-to-back trilogies. Wonderful. All right. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Man, that was such a great game, wasn't it? I mean, I know it was Punch-Out at first, and then after Punch-Out, what happened? They come out with Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And when they did that, though, they just put Mike Tyson at the end because it was what? Sandman? Was it Sandman or Soda Pop? Could have been Soda Pop. That was the last one. But yeah, I'm proud to say I was able to beat that game and Mike Tyson, of course. Once you learn how to beat Mike Tyson, it's actually pretty simple. You beat him really quick. It's just all about dodging at the right moments. Well, speaking of which, there it is. Punch-Out. The original one before Mike Tyson came along. All right, let's do this. Oh, the Power Punch 2, where you're fighting the aliens now. Yeah, I never realized that looks kind of like Mike Tyson instead of Mighty Joe. I think that was his name. Never realized that. Oh, we got another trilogy, guys. I love trilogies on here. Look at this. Castlevania 2, and Castlevania 3. Yeah, great games, man. Remember, look at these prices, man. Can you see that? Are they gonna focus in a little bit or not? Nah. Anyway, $5, $8. Yeah, right. Try to find that nowadays. Castlevania games are great. Um, I think what the PlayStation, everyone loves. The PlayStation is a good Castlevania game, but I really love that Super Nintendo version. It's just something about that version. I think it was the whip. You kind of control it, let it dangle there a little bit. It's different ways to do it. Remembering out space to put these guys. You know how many games I'm up to now. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20, 40, 60, 80. Got about 90 games in, and I think I got about 30 games left. So we're getting that down to the end of my collection here. Raid on Bungling Bay. No memory whatsoever for that one. Be putting a lot of these games in just so I can get. We already did that one, the Sesame. I guess. Yeah, I got some duplicates in here, guys. Supers. Okay, now this. That actually was for the 4-player add-on. So I got that control box behind me by any chance. It'd be nice if I did. But I do got an NES box. And matter of fact, yeah, I'm blocking right here. Right here. This is the game that came with this World Cup. And I can't really get to see it all. Anyway, Super Spike V-Ball. This is a 4-player adapter version. It's a sports version. So you got this satellite, like remote, a wireless 4-player controller. Even though you still plugged your original controllers into that, and then the receiver was wireless. But yeah, not exactly true wireless gaming, I guess. Anyway, the games weren't too bad for it. Games weren't too bad. All right, here's another one, guys. Star Tropics. That's a great one. A lot of people love that game. Look at this. How much do you think I paid for that one, guys? Oh, yeah, $2.99 back in the day. Look at that. That was great. $2.99 for that game. Oh, this is another. I think this had the zapper. I'm not for sure. Trick shooting. Barker Bill's trick shooting. Cut it out. Get in there. All right. Here we go. Tetris 2. Yeah, a little different. Nowhere near as big as the first Tetris, but it was still fun. Made a little bit of a different change. Ooh, Kid Icarus. Now that was actually a nice little side scroller. Not as good as Metroid, of course, but yeah, Kid Icarus. That definitely was one of the funner ones. Oh, now this is one of my backlog games. I've had this game for so long, and I knew I was going to love it when I played it, but I never actually. I always kept putting it in my backlog. I need to put it in my front log and actually play this. Faxanadu. Oh my gosh. Or Faxanadu, is that how you pronounce it? I'm not for sure. Faxanadu. I've seen the gameplay on it. It looks great. I know I'm going to love the game. It's just never messed with it yet. Kung Fu Heroes. Yeah, it was an okay one for me anyway. I don't know. My friends love this game. I wasn't that big into it. Wood, Water, and Rage. Some kind of surfing game. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh man, Akari Warriors. You guys remember Akari Warriors? That was actually more. I liked it on the arcade because the arcade had the little knobs. Remember, they didn't have an actual controller. You would control them with these 2 knobs, where you could shoot. Anyway, it was a fun thing. Oh, this was another. I did like the WrestleMania channel. Big Boss Man. Yeah, that was one of my favorites right there. This was a good game. Again, my friends own the wrestling games on the block, and they just owned me. Still fun to play, even though you lost every single time. It drove me nuts. What do we got here? What's this one? Yeah, I don't remember this one, guys. World Games. Nope, not ringing a bell to me. Let's do this. We got the Super Contra. Yeah, they had Contra, then they made Super Contra. Some people do really like this game, but I don't know, I guess because it wasn't the first one. I'm just not a big fan of it. Now this I remember getting this for Christmas. I remember I got this Christmas Day, and I remember my NES my power cord melted or whatever, just quit working. So I had to get that too. Opening that up. Oh, I got my power cord. Oh, put it right in. Man, I loved the Ninja Turtles arcade game. Just one of my favorite games of the Ninja Turtle series. Of course, I loved it in the arcade, but it's nice being able to take that home and play it yourself. Monopoly, it's Monopoly. They make Monopoly on every single system, and it's the same Monopoly game that you always play. Dick Tracy, I don't remember playing this one. I don't even know if it's a side scroller or what. Looks kind of like Deja Vu. Now that was a good game. I love Deja Vu. If you guys remember that one. Oh, this is probably my. I don't really care for the game. It's not that cool. I love Final Fight, but when they made this, I didn't care for it. But it's my most expensive game. I think this goes for almost $300 on eBay. Mighty Final Fight. Yeah, it's just a terrible version of Final Fight. I guess they couldn't make the characters as big as they did in the arcade, so they only can make them so big, and they called it Mighty Final Fight and just kind of made it their own. RoboCop. It's actually a pretty good side scroller game. I enjoy the RoboCop series, the movies, RoboCop 2. Yeah. Those are fun. So many side scrollers on the Nintendo, and it's almost like there were so many of them, they just had a new skin, like it just, if you're looking at RoboCop 2, it's all the same type of play almost. Here we go. Mickey Mouse Capade. It's crazy. I remember liking this game, but I have no memory of what it actually looks like in there. I just can't remember. Oh, yeah. Now, this is great on the Super Nintendo. Not so great on the Nintendo. Look at that. Tournament Fighters. Ninja Turtle Tournament Fighters. Yeah. Yeah, I loved it, though, on the Super Nintendo. Oh, me and buddies played that. We played that so much. Had a pretty good combo system. Everything about that was pretty good. All the classic Mario Brothers. I played it just to play it, but I didn't really see what was so great about it. It wasn't the original Super Mario Brothers. Jeez. Yeah, a lot of people have the one with Duck Hunt, track and field and all that, which I do. I got those. Matter of fact, I also got Duck Hunt by itself. Look at the price of that, guys. 25 cents. Oh, that was great. Got that at Game Crazy. 25 cents. I was like, I already own it, but I might as well as buy just a single cartridge of it, right? Even though we already all of us had this, Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. And then, of course, since I got the power pad, I'm going to, oops. Well, looks like a little box fell down. Don't worry. Wasn't my Nintendo stuff. Don't worry. But that's what you got. Mario, Duck Hunt, and Track and Field. So I got all the different versions. Oh. Now, you know what's crazy? So many people love Super Mario 3, right? They do. They love it. It's one of their favorite games. But I actually prefer Mario Brothers 2 over Mario 3. I don't know. It's because of the characters. You can float with the princess, jump farther with Luigi, dig faster with Toad. You just get to select them, picking up the eggs, and just beating the game was just all around fun. I beat Mario 3 as well. The raccoon, the tail, that was pretty fun. It's just, for me, I don't know. If I had a preference, it'd be Mario 2 over Mario 3, which is a very unpopular opinion. Little Nemo's Dream Master. That was an interesting game. Oh, Gyro. I don't have Rob the Robot. Remember that, guys? Yeah. I guess this one was compatible with Rob the Robot. Never did I had a buddy who had it. Looked so cool. He had a motorcycle game with it, and it would just play video games. It was interesting. Tecmo Super Bowl. Man, that was a great one. That was, a lot of people like that, but I'm more of a John Elway quarterback football person. I love the John Elway. I don't even know if I have that one in here. There's the regular Tecmo Bowl. So we got Super Bowl and we got the Tecmo Bowl. But no, for me, it was all about John Elway's quarterback. Look at this. Adventure Island. Yeah, that was great. It was a fun game too. Definitely liked Adventure Island. Oh, I didn't realize I had the sequel. Okay, Adventure Island 2. There it is. Man, so many games. I just can't keep track of all the games that you remember having because you lend them out and you forget about them. You wouldn't care about them. Nowadays, you looking back, you trying to hunt down a friend 40 years ago. Hey man, you had this game. Now it's worth $70. You need to cough it up. Little Mermaid. That's a nice, good game here. What we got? Oh, I love Baseball Stars. It was so funny. I always played my friends in games. I was just one of those kids that was just naturally good the first time playing, and I was actually worse probably the third time playing. Like I got worse and then back up again. Um, so he rented this game. I always beat him in a bunch of games, and he finally rented this game. And he was playing it while I rented it, and he finally knocked on my door, said, "Hey, won't you come over? I got a game that I know you won't beat me at." I'm like, "Oh, okay, SNK. Oh, that's neat." My buddy had a Neo Geo, so I'm familiar with the Baseball Stars, and we played that game. I picked my team, and I just remember getting these hits on base, and then I hit a grand slam right up the bat. Man, he got so mad. He hit power on that thing. He thought I cheated. He was just, let's play again. And I was, I will play again. I go bat, very first pitch in the very first new game. I hit a home run right up the bat. He turned it off again. Just some people are good at games and just luck of the draw, I guess. California Games. Now, is this the one with the hacky sack too? I remember there was biking, boarding. I might be thinking of the Atari Lynx version. I remember playing this on the Atari Lynx a lot. But and they had a hacky sack on that. I'm sure that had a hacky sack too, but I just don't remember too well. Iron Sword, man, that was another tough. The enemies just constantly come at you and come at you. Batman, yeah, that was actually pretty good. I mean, if you guys missed out on that, it's one of those one games. Even though you've never played it, you have no memory ties into it, but you kind of remember the 8-bit Nintendo era. You love that era. This is one of those games you can pick up for the first time, and it's like playing. Well, it is playing a new game for you, but you're going to get sucked back into what made Nintendo great, and that's a good game that didn't really age badly because you're going to be in that era in your head, and it's just a fun game all around. Oh, remember how I told you I loved Super Sprint as well? These are the not officially licensed games, but Super Sprint. I love the top-down racers. Then we had the Pac-Man. Why did they do it like that? Pac-Man, did they do that with Super Sprint too? They did, didn't they? Yeah, upside down. Just realized that. I guess. Now we're getting to the other crazy-looking games. This is Fast Adventures of Dizzy. Yeah, I don't know. $3. There's some weird stuff in the back of this. Yeah, I don't even know. Something about A and B, position A, only this position, whatever. I don't know what the pin's for. The Bible Adventures. Yeah, I remember that game. No, it was not the seal of approval, but you see how they did that? Kind of put that little gold. I don't even know what that says. Jesus, what's that? It's some tiny writing. And last but not least, another generic game, the Max 15 game cartridge. I don't even know what's on this thing. I probably have to put it in, just check it out. I don't know if it weighs though. Like it significantly weighs less than all the other games. But that was the last game. That was the we got an hour long just for looking at. I think we got about 120, 130 NES games, and that will pretty much wrap it up. So we'll go back next Sunday and we'll start unboxing some more regular stuff, and hopefully you'll see there. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm getting tired and I am thirsty, so I'm gonna go ahead and this. If I can remember how to do it, yeah, there we go. I forgot about that. All right, guys. Anyway, take care. See you next Sunday.